Chinny with Ambient Realms. Noticed a few of you guys on the post have popped up digital tabletop screens and kind of the new wave of what's been going on. I've been doing this a long time with even overhead projections back in 2010 and so forth with my gaming. Anyway, I'm just going to scratch the surface here on what I'm using. There's a lot of questions about what's being used, so bear with me because I'm holding my camera phone. I'm going to trigger some of this stuff here and show what app I'm using with the Surface Pro here. So I'm using a Microsoft Surface Pro 4, and I'm just going to load in, let's say, a generic map. So Notebook Pro is what I'm using for the program, and I've worked with the developer here to make some cool features, like, if I want to, bear in mind, I gotta try to do this, hide the screen, hide the menus, so I have full tabletop. So when I look, all right, I have the full tabletop. I'll just take to scale a mini, and I'll take the mini, and I'll just go here, and what's nice, I can just pinch this in, I can rotate it, and everything is doing the same thing on the desktop here. So I will scale it to the MIDI. Now I have a Gale Force 9 map here, which I just got offline. I have the actual maps, but I've tried to contact Gale Force 9 to do like a digital print for all the owners that have purchased it, and I purchased them directly from them, the rolled maps. But they will not release that, and I understand because of piracy and stuff like that, but I know Mike Shinley is pretty much the only one out there that's doing some of the high 4K res maps and doing them both in DM view and player view. So that's, that goes along great with all the modules. If you want, and he's got custom stuff as well, so he is leading the pack with the Ultra 4K stuff. But anyway, it doesn't look bad. If you want high detail, there's a company called Arc Knight that is also making high quality digital maps too. So anyway, with this layout here, I got the screen. You can see how I scaled it. If I want to go in with my stylus, let me just, like I said, I'm trying to do this at the same time. I can go to my pencil and options, and if I want to draw a fog of war, and I can choose what color I want. So if I want it more of a darker gray, and let's go back, I think I got the gray there. All right, so then we're cool. So now I can do it, should be able, no, I have finger mode shut off in Notebook Pro, but I can go in and I can draw in, sorry, but you get the idea. So I can draw in the fog of war stuff here, and I can either Control Z to go back and undo stuff, or I can just go to the eraser, which is probably the most optimized tool here. So let's just go to the eraser and see how some of the stuff disappears. The menu stuff, it disappears away from the map, which is kind of nice. So anyway, I go to the eraser, I go to my stylus here, and I can erase as the players come up in sections and stuff like that. So I can take things out as needed. Another thing too, on my other screen here, I'm running the Ableton Live Lite with the Ambient Realms controller made by Novation, and an additional launch pad, so I can just trigger quick sound sets and stuff like that on the fly. So I just pushed a button here, and there's a monster. Turning up, I use a Yeti Pro. Don't get the regular Yeti. The Yeti Pro is the best one because of low latency for Ableton Live Lite. It needs what you call an ASIO driver, which will give it low latency. So if you want to record your voice, produce your voice live, so if you want to do like a demon voice sound or dragon speak through the mic and have the effect processed through Ableton Live Lite, you're able to do it with no delay. It's in real time. So anyway, I just got one of the ambient backgrounds going on here. This controller that we have. You can control volume. There's some of the percussion stuff on this channel coming up. And dripping caves, and you can hear all that. So you have control of the ambience, which is really nice. So anyway, with the second screen here, I can also have load up a DM view as well. This is a touch screen I got off of Amazon as well, where I can see the ambient realms. Turn that down a little bit. The ambient realm sound effects, and then I can view the DMs, encounters, and so forth. And then this one is the player view, which of course is going on to the tabletop. Now, from my research and use for many years doing this, I do not recommend a TV screen bigger than 43 inches because there is, even though I have a plexiglass support on here, that there is no middle support. The TV is supported by the four corners, and according to the manufacturer, it will sag during time. It's meant to be, put up straight up rather than on a tabletop. There are tabletop screens and tables out there, and they've come way down in price, about mid $1,500-$1,600, under $2,000. Before they're up in the $5,000-$8,000 range, and back in 2009. But anyway, it's come down quite a bit. But no larger, and plus a 43 on this table is perfect because the players can butt their drinks right up against it and have all their tokens, and they have enough space to do like their cards or whatever, pen, paper stuff around here. It seems to be suited fine. And if you buy a TV, buy the warranty. I totally recommend that. But anyway, that's just kind of a quick overview of my setup. So let's just recap. Yeti. It's Yeti Pro by Blue Microphones. I'm using a Novation Launchpad controller. I'm using an Ambient Realm sound set, which is on this USB key. It's 64 gigs of ambience, monster effects, traps and hazards, arcane, Marshall, Divine, backing music, everything. And you can find that at www.ambientrealms.com, or the website is absolutely free to use. Reason why I'm doing this, I have 2 kids with autism, my wife with Huntington's, and I have a very high-end recording studio, and I'm a board game, D&D, role RPG player for many years. And I was doing sounds back in the 80s, early 80s with cassette tapes and stuff. And I still have all my old Grenadier minis and so forth from back then. And I had a nice music career where I did Saturday Night Live, MTV Music Awards with, as a touring tech with artists like Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, even like NBA All-Stars. I worked with their home studios and setups and so forth, and and work in music retail for Guitar Center, a few other music retail outlets as well. And I've been a consultant for recording and keyboard technology, percussion technology, all since the early 80s. So I've put my knowledge into gameplay. And I'm hoping to bring this out to a lot of people to expand their RPG play for social gatherings, just adding that spice to it. So anyway, let's push and get these manufacturers to make some Ultra 4K maps. Even like the board games, like you see over here, the Tomb of Annihilation, Ravenloft. There's actually on the Board Game Geeks website, they have... Tileset is the company or the software program, and they have it for Ravenloft, Dritz, and for Wrath of Ar-Shardalan. And it would be great to get Tomb of Annihilation because it really adds a lot to the game to put it digitally. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and hopefully this video has answered a lot of questions. And I did jump the gun here, but we were talking about the Ambient Realms controller. I'm using the Microsoft Surface Pro 4. I'm using an app called Notebook Pro and Ableton Live Lite All right. So anyway, may your sound adventure begin now. And like I said, hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you.